Kobe once said, remember this one. I don't talk trash often, but when I do, I go for the jugular. Cody's Corner. Hello, everybody, and welcome officially to Cody's Corner. Cody's week-by-week hot takes on who's going to take the W. I'm sat beside by the one and only Petey.
What's up, everyone?
And a man in the chair, the one and only David.
Hello.
Welcome to Wildcard Weekend's recap, bro. How are you feeling on this Tuesday evening?
I mean, it's a great Tuesday. You know, we got snow here in Jersey.
Yeah, shout out Jersey for giving a lot of people snow days and stuff.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. If there was a day in the middle of the week, not the weekend, that was the best day of the week, what would you say?
The best day of the week that's not even a Friday?
I mean, if you want, but I'm saying
Friday.
Monday to Friday. Friday? Because of the weekend?
Yeah, because the weekend's
Well,
coming.
then that's kind of whack, though. What do you really like it for besides that?
Well, we all like the weekend.
My favorite day of the week is Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yeah, 100%.
Why Tuesday?
I like Tuesdays. Well, number one, I'm here with you guys, right?
Aww.
But if we're being serious, Monday is groggy always because of the weekend. Like, you're like, oh, it's Monday. And then you get, like, that second burst of energy. Like, okay, I'm in the week. I'm in there. Up and going by Tuesday.
Okay. That's what some people might say about Wednesday.
Why?
It's hump day. It's right in the middle.
So you're perfectly in the middle. There's no getting in or out.
You're not looking forward too much to the weekend, but you're already dialed into the week. You're still, like, right there.
Yeah.
You know, when it's Thursday, you're like, oh, the weekend's right there. It's near.
What do you think, David? Favorite day of the week?
Friday doesn't count, right?
It could, but I put an asterisk next to it. It's like the COVID.
I kind of like Thursday. Thursday's like like baby Friday. I'm almost there. Thursday, if going out is still something
Baby
that you like
Friday.
to do, you know
Friday
what I mean?
Eve.
There you go, Friday Eve, exactly. You know what I mean? You might go out Thursday knowing that Friday's gonna be a light day at work. You know what I mean? Thursday.
I got you. Well, look, we wanted to get into some stuff before we get into the recap of these games. First and foremost, this has been on my mind. Bill Belichick went to go see the Atlanta Falcons. Petey, you called it.
I said it.
You said it. It was stamped.
It's almost like Cody's Corner, like, predicts things, right?
Yeah. Right before Mr. Belichick himself parted ways with the Pats, we gave him a clean transition. A formal farewell, some might say.
Some might say. Unless you're a Patriots fan.
And now he was able to part ways in peace. Hey, you're welcome, Bill. But how do you feel about Atlanta now? A week has passed, you know, the news comes and more analysts come together to really bring their opinion on what it is he would provide to Atlanta. What do you think?
I don't know, man. I think he's a good fit for Atlanta. Do I think he's going to go there? I think there's a chance. Mm-hmm. I'd say like around 40%.
Okay.
I think Atlanta's going to do what it takes to get Belichick into the Falcons. Like, they're going to try hard to bring him in.
Speaking of doing what it takes, the other coach that also wants to go into the NFL, Harbaugh, made that meeting to go see the Chargers.
And I think you called that one.
I did.
Look at that. It's like we know something around here.
Hey, man, it's almost as if things are clicking, buttons are being pushed, the lever is pulled up and down. I don't know. There's steam coming out of somewhere. I don't know, man. I feel like he's the direction and help that Justin Herbert needs to lead that offense the way that they want to.
I mean, I also see Belichick as a fit in L.A. If he likes L.A. as a concept, I know he's an East Coast guy.
Yeah.
But, you know, Belichick likes to have a QB. They have one already.
I mean,
that's something the Falcons don't have.
Let me ask you this. People say he likes to have a QB, right? It just so happens that the one that landed in his lap became the greatest. And before that and after that, who is it?
I mean, he went out to get Mac Jones.
Okay.
He was heavily involved in that draft. He was like, I want this kid to kind of try to build around, and that didn't work out.
Right.
So I think he wants a QB that he can, like, build.
You think he's tired of looking? You think he can't go somewhere with a rookie then?
If it's a rookie, it's got to be somebody that's good. Like a.
Because, at this point in his career, you got to imagine that, like, he knows whoever he builds up right now, he's not going to be there for their whole ride, wherever he goes, So maybe instead of starting someone's career, he's trying to finish someone's off the right way.
Herbert.
That's why it makes a little more sense.
Finish off his career in L.A. in the Chargers.
But, Harbaugh is really who they're aiming for. It's true.
How about Justin Fields?
They still have their head coach. They only just fired their offensive coordinator.
Think Fields might not stay there.
Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention.
I don't know if you're about to mention the same thing I am.
Let's hear it.
But they were talking about potential Fields trade to the Falcons.
I didn't, but that's interesting, though. So you don't like my boy Heineke, is what you're saying?
No.
Hey, man, I don't blame him. But to be serious for a second, they also announced officially that Mike Tomlin is going to be there next year.
Ooh.
Officially. And I know that was something that was really nerve-wracking to a lot of people because with all these coaches getting fired, you're like, oh my God, where's mine going next?
Whose job is safe?
Where's Tomlin going to go, though?
Yeah.
I think
he is.
I mean, if let's say he were to get fired, I think
he's a Steeler for life.
I think he'd find the job pretty quickly.
I mean, I hope so.
Of course.
Wouldn't you have thought before this that Belichick was a Pat for life?
I think.
Yeah.
Before the season,
Before any time other than right now.
I think I knew it was coming.
With this season?
Yeah.
I thought he was going to retire.
No.
I thought it was for sure going into this season, okay, if he sucks this year, that's it. Because his division was hard.
He just seems like one of those that he's going to manage until he can't anymore,
Like Pop?
He's just going to keep going until nobody wants him.
I thought he was going to retire personally. Yeah. I didn't necessarily see him, wanting to continue to coach. I'm not saying that it doesn't make sense, but I was leaning towards retirement.
At this point, I think now if he goes somewhere and they're still unsuccessful, he might have to. Because you don't want to tarnish your legacy.
Which is why it's so important, the team that he picks.
Yeah.
They have to be essentially ready to win, which no team is more enticing than the Cowboys.
Yeah, but look, to quote what Shannon Sharp said, those personalities, they just won't mix, bro. Like that, you were saying it earlier, David, like that whole Jerry Jones, Bill Belichick, like it's too many different ways of handling an organization because as you mentioned, he wanted to build, I'm speaking from Bill Belichick's perspective, Bill Belichick just really wants to be the one that puts his hand on executive decision making for his team where Jerry Jones wants to
do the same thing.
Exactly.
Jerry Jones.
Literally, take credibility for everything, like you said, be in the interviews and do all that. So when it comes down to that, I think the exact quote I saw on Instagram from Shannon Sharp was, "It's a match made in hell." So, anything better than that, I guess, would be better. I'd personally hope for anything better than a picture made in hell, but
right,
who knows? But speaking of that, those are all teams that we're not getting into today, because the real important teams are the ones that matter today. We gotta hop into these playoffs. And look, we're going to start off with, I think, my most upsetting game of the week. Houston-Cleveland.
You're upset.
I am upset.
You were rooting for Cleveland.
Of course I was rooting for Cleveland. Oh, old Joe Flacco, that old rascal him. Look, shout out Joe Flacco. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday,
Joe.
Happy birthday, Joe. He's 39 years old today. But he's out of the playoffs. I guess he gets to spend a little more time with his kids, maybe his family or whatever, but I'm sure that's not what he was hoping for. C.J. Stroud becomes the youngest quarterback to win a playoff game. His coach, Ryan, said, "C.J. is the reason why we're in this position. He's a special young man, special player. Continues to shine no matter how big the moment is. It's the Browns' worst postseason loss since a 34-0 thumping by the Colts in 1968.
It says Baltimore Colts. It says Baltimore Colts. That's how old it was.
That used to be the name of Baltimore's team, the Colts? Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought that you had miswrote Ravens and Colts, so I just said the team name. Okay. That's the Colts.
thumping is a crazy word to use.
Thumping.
It is a thing. But it's the truth,
Thumping
though.
to me makes me think of like a rabbit.
You got thumped.
That's like a cartoon word. You know what I mean? Hey, David, you were the only one who had the Texans.
Yeah.
Talk to us about what you saw that we didn't.
What I've been saying all year, C.J. Stroud is a dog, man. It's plain and simple. That kid can play. Clearly, his team believes in him. His coach believes in him, and and he hasn't given anyone a reason not to.
Yeah.
He goes out there, he plays. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He can give you big plays. He's smart out there, and he's a baller, yo.
Yeah.
Kid's a dog, man.
I like it, man. Let's talk about specific somebody's parlay.
Oh, my parlay.
Yeah, it seems like there was a parlay on this game. You know, whatever parlay. You know, little whatever.
No, we'll talk about my whatever
little
parlay.
hearsay parlay that we might have heard somewhere along the way or whatever.
We'll talk about my whatever parlay. You know, I got the locks over here on this side. It's become a known thing.
Petey's parlays.
They call me Petey the Parlay King.
Oh,
It's a fact.
Petey the Parlay King.
That's the name now.
You got to get that on a shirt.
I will, because we got another lock. We had another lock this past week.
Talk it.
I had Flacco over 250.
He had 307.
And everybody calls me crazy every time I pick it.
And it's crazy.
I had Nico Collins for a touchdown.
Yeah.
I had Njoku over on his yards.
Locks. Nothing but locks.
All green on my side.
Nice. Good for you, man.
Now, speaking of the Texans,
Talk to me.
I don't know how far they can go in the playoffs.
Right.
They're going to be running into trouble soon.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you think losing Tank Dell is going to affect them?
I think they honestly have receivers on rotation right now, man. Like, not for nothing, I wouldn't say any of them are a star, but you got Nico Collins, you got
Noah Brown,
and there's one more that is slipping my mind right now. Dalton Schultz is also on that team. Got Singletary on that team. I don't want to say there's any stars, but there's a lot of athletes that are around equivalent to skill level that if one goes down, there's at least a couple more to pick you back up where you left off. And that's why they've been still doing so well. Because they always have one receiver that's hurt, if you've noticed.
Yeah.
It's always either Nico Collins or Noah Brown was hurt for a little bit. Even CJ was down for a little bit. Dalton Schultz was down for a little bit. That's a team that's also faced a lot of injuries. So for them to be where they are and not only just take out Cleveland's defense, embarrass what is supposed to be ranked the number one defense in the NFL this season is crazy. Insane.
Yeah. No, they did them bad, man.
The Browns should be ashamed of themselves defensively.
Flacco didn't look great either. That tight spiral that he has just wasn't finding anybody.
Describe it.
Oh, I had flashbacks to Eli Manning's balls.
Oh, here we go.
You know, when you would throw them and it'd be a
Pause. Pause.
No,
Yo,
no pause.
This is a family show.
Look, when Eli Manning would throw that ball and it would wobble a little bit in the air, right, David?
Sure.
You don't remember that?
No, yeah.
You said, yo.
Peyton and Eli both threw a wobbly ball.
I'm just thinking about Eli Manning's balls.
It was wobbly balls.
Yo, but you know what? Not for nothing. He threw 2 picks that game also, Joe Flacco. So, you know, that
2 ugly picks.
That perfect spiral perfection of amazingness went right into someone else's hands.
Yeah.
And as pretty as it wasn't pretty on the way down, you know?
The rookie beat the vet this time around.
Yeah. Joe Flacco also got sacked 4 times.
Wow.
That's a lot coming from.
That's a lot for that 39-year-old body of
I know, you know, by the end of it, he might, you know, come back into the league with a cane next year. Who knows?
Speaking of canes, it was really cold over there in Kansas City, and you might have needed one to walk around.
You must have a book.
I don't.
You must have a shortcut somewhere.
I wish I did.
How is it you transition so smoothly all the time?
Miami at Kansas City. Tua didn't look great. We all had Kansas City, and we were all correct.
Yeah, duh. Like, yo, half of their team is out.
Yeah.
And they were playing in -3 degrees.
It's a shame. Dolphins have not won at Arrowhead Stadium since November 6, 2011, nor won a playoff game since December 30th, 2000. They hold the record for longest NFL franchise without winning a playoff game. We have won a playoff game before then.
Who's we?
The Jets, the New York Jets. I got a sign from my boy Brian that proves it. Shout out Brian. I don't want to hear anything from a Miami fan. I wish I knew that statistic all season long.
Do you think Tyreek Hill's regretting leaving Kansas City right now?
No.
No. He's having fun in Miami.
He was going to lose and go kick his feet up on the beach? Come on, be for real, bro. Be for real. He got his chip. If I was him and like, yo, that's my past. This is my present, okay. Before I used to take losses in the cold. No, before I used to win in the cold, now I take losses under the sun. You know? Like,
bar.
For real. Yo, I'm a rapper, but we're not going to get into it on mic. We're not going to get into it. But for real, though.
Well, Miami has Miami has what it takes to be a really good Super Bowl contending team.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think their weakness is?
Injuries.
Stay healthy.
Injuries. They need to go and absorb a little more vitamin D, maybe in the sun they got out there.
It's all the canes they're using to
And
walk
you know what?
around
Maybe,
right
everybody knows they're small ball now. Maybe some of them got to put on a little weight, bro. Maybe Tyreek needs to come out there looking like Steve Smith. Built up, bulky as hell. Just cuz.
He's going to lose some of that speed.
Hey, there's some he can afford to lose,
He's got a lot.
He doesn't have to be the number one fastest person in the league. Maybe 2 or 3. Put on 10 pounds. Maybe. I mean, then again, we're blaming him for nothing because he's one of the... I mean, he did get hurt for that little bit of time, whatever. He texted his girl in the tunnel, whatever. But he's not one of the people that was hurt in this loss. He was healthy. I'm pretty sure he scored one, no?
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
Come on.
The only one.
He's
the
not,
only one.
That tells you he's not the problem.
He's not.
No.
He's their only solution.
I mean, we saw it that one game where Tyreek Hill got hurt and had to leave early.
Yeah.
How bad they looked.
Yeah. I mean, they picked it up by the second half, but then, they kind of got lucky that he was getting ready to come back in anyway.
Has the question ever been with Miami, maybe the fact that Tua isn't all that good?
I was trying to see if any of you would say it before me.
This is what I think, and I think his grade, I don't want to say his grade deserves a curve, but that thing last year with his hands bugged out after he got hit in the head was one of the scariest things I've ever seen on a football field in life myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's right up there with Frazier and them from Pittsburgh. That's up there with that. You know what I mean? Same with DeMar Hamlin last year. Just there's certain things that scare you in the NFL. Before that happened, the first, what was that? That was in October, right? So maybe there was 4 weeks of football at that time. Maybe it was week 5-ish.
Right.
I think Tua was looking like a sniper.
Now, I agree.
Yes.
But that's why I ask, is Tua really good? Because we all know about systems, right? And how important systems are to certain quarterbacks and stuff like that.
Right.
But when you can plan against that system, that's when you can expose a team.
All right, so let me ask you this.
Every good team that they play, they get exposed.
Okay. I like that. It's true, though. It's true. Not everyone. Was it everyone, though?
I don't think they've beat a team over 500.
Yeah, exactly.
So they don't deserve to have the record that they had this year?
I mean, they
on
beat
paper.
They beat up on to be a good team. You have to
bullying the bad team.
You have to beat the bad teams, and you have to beat some of the good.
100%, and you have to be good at home. That's also very important for good teams. But
like the Cowboys. Oof.
Well,
perfect. I mean, before we go into
Cody.
Absolute garbage fire that was the Dallas Cowboys game on Sunday, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about how when you look at it like that, and you look at perfect example how all the bird games at the end of the year and how everybody was kind of watching that pretty heavily because all these great teams had played other teams, but all the bird teams were supposed to be nice aside from Atlanta, and then you got to see them play each other. That was when the 49ers were playing the Cowboys, were playing the Eagles, were playing the Ravens, were playing the Seahawks. All those games were kind of like that circle of teams that were, I would say, a level above skill-wise from the other teams that were going on. And when you saw how those teams played each other, that was really a testament to their skill. That was when Dallas blew out Philly. That was when Baltimore blew out San Francisco. You know what I mean? And when you get to see when good teams play against playoff caliber teams, that's when, the light really comes to shine, as it did in this game and as we're about to talk about in Dallas.
Tua. David, where do you rank Tua? Is he a top 10 quarterback in the league?
No.
Shoot, man, that's...
You don't think he's top 10?
You have to think. Think about it.
If he's top 10, he's number 10.
Because what I'm thinking is, like, obviously his stats are there, and like you can't. And even though he may be a system quarterback, you still can't take the fact away that he shines in the system. You know, but and them losing, is it all his fault? Is it coaching? So, I think just off the top of my head, I would say probably top 10.
Let's go through it.
I mean, okay.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, 1.
Pat.
2.
Dak Prescott.
This is in no particular order. This is just
Yeah,
10. Just 10 of them.
We'll put Dak in there.
Jalen Hurts.
Can we come back to that?
We can come back to that. Lamar Jackson.
I'll put Lamar.
Brock.
Can we come back to Brock too?
We can. Should we count Joe Burrow?
I'll call a healthy Joe. Yeah.
Jake Browning.
No, let's
count
not.
Jake Browning if we count
Joe.
I
know.
Trevor Lawrence.
That's
a good one.
That is a good one. Because it's either Trevor Lawrence. Are you okay? So Trevor Lawrence or Josh Herbert? Justin Herbert. Sorry.
I was about to say, who's Josh Herbert?
Yeah, I don't know either. Justin though.
This season, I'm saying no.
Yeah, I don't know.
This season, you gotta say no.
So Stafford.
I would take Stafford.
I would take Stafford.
So Stafford
over
at the 7th
Jared
spot.
Goff.
This season, I was about to say Jared Goff.
Okay, so that's 8.
This season, Jordan Love.
That's 9.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
I could make a case for Gardner Minshew.
Not over Tua.
I could make a case for Gardner Minshew.
They were a run-heavy. I mean, they had Michael Pittman, who was amazing.
Oh, and then C.J. Stroud. So no, he's
go.
not in the top 10. No,
wow.
He's not.
So 15?
And that's without talking about Baker Mayfield.
So where is Tua? Is he like 12?
I think he's top 15.
Top 15? Yeah.
You know what we should do?
For sure.
We should do so that after the season is over, we all make our own
rankings.
lists.
I like that.
And we'll do each position. Maybe we do one an episode.
All right, we'll do.
And we argue over that.
Let's do it.
Make a live little decision, a commitment to the people.
I like that.
Let's go. So stay tuned for that one.
Now speaking.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We were transitioning together.
Oh, it's awkward.
Rock, paper, scissors. Ready?
All right.
One of them.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Talking about a team that you didn't have to hold your breath for, Green Bay at Dallas was a travesty, a monstrosity, almost catastrophic for what is the Dallas Cowboys organization. A lot of Cowboys fans are screaming, "Get McCarthy out of there." Do you think McCarthy deserves to be the head coach next season after that embarrassing loss to the Packers?
No. I was going to put it short and sweet, no.
Any type of compensation for that since they started coming back
at
the end of the game?
I don't know if I can blame him because we know the Cowboys aren't going to do anything in the playoffs. What are they doing?
Hey, man.
Past decade, what have they done?
It's true.
Here's a statistic for you.
Talk to me.
Tony Romo and Dak Prescott have the same amount of playoff wins as, drumroll please, Nick Foles.
Holy no, that can't be true.
That's true.
It is true.
Oh my God, that is
Tony Romo
awful.
and Dak combined same amount of wins as Foles.
Ew. That is so disgusting, bro.
That's not good.
So
Dak Prescott is Tony Romo 2.0.
They're
like the same.
Yeah.
Tony Romo was a great regular season quarterback.
Yep.
And so was Dak.
He really was.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like the same, you know what I mean?
So I gotta be the bearer of bad news here. The truth has to be revealed.
Okay.
David was wrong.
Dun, dun,
Tony
dun.
Pollard scored a touchdown in the game.
Yeah. I might have jinxed that one.
Yeah.
We kind of spoke on it. It came back to the air a couple times. I think if we had said it that one time and left it right there, maybe, like...
It was looking good.
It was looking great for a second.
He's a bum.
He's still a bum. Only had, 56 yards? David, pull up the stat line.
He had
Not a
56
problem.
yards,
I asked David.
15
I
carries.
asked David.
It was in my hand. I just looked up the touchdown. Hey, man, I just want to... Hey, bro. This is a TM. His longest rush was only for 11.
Ugh.
Yeah.
The whole game. Ugh.
How many total yards?
56.
How many attempts?
15 carries.
That's
Wow.
terrible.
So he averaged what?
3.7.
Average not even a whole 5. Hot tea.
Not even 4.
Disgusting.
How about your boy Brandon Cooks over here?
Yeah, let's talk about that bum.
Talking.
What do you do?
Nothing. What do you mean?
Surprise, surprise.
6 receptions for 47 yards.
That's more than I would have thought.
It's more than Pollard.
That is more than Pollard. We have to go back and look. I know Rashee Rice. We talked about him. He had a game.
Right.
He did have a game.
The number 2 on Green Bay was Dobbs. He had a game.
Oh,
He
yo.
did have a game.
Talking about Romeo Dobbs?
Yeah.
Yo, he was going insane in that game.
151 yards.
On 6 receptions, too.
That's
realistically, the score was 48. Like, it's pretty surprising if not everybody got a little piece of the pie.
If you watch this game, it says 48-32.
It wasn't really
that
like
close.
No,
It wasn't that close.
And even that's not close.
Right, but exactly, and that's saying a lot. It wasn't that close.
Yeah, Dallas caught a bunch of petty touchdowns at the end, bro. And it was kind of like, yeah, they were scoring, but like not even the fans were already out of it.
then the
might have
Packers-
already been in the parking lot. Like
Dallas would score one, and the Packers would put one right up.
Yeah, for
like
real.
get out of here.
David, can you do me a favor, actually?
Yeah, what's up?
Can we compare Brandon Cooks' yards to every other playoff teams this week?
Sure.
So I know Devontae Smith had 148.
Yeah, he's a hooper.
to go back to
Yeah.
to go back to the conversation
Yeah,
we had
yeah.
last week. Okay.
I know Puka had 181.
Who do you want to know specifically? Who was on that list? That we said
We're
that?
missing Houston's number 2.
Buffalo's number 3.
So that'd be Noah Brown.
Are you going all the teams or just the winners?
I'm gonna say all the teams. Detroit, I think it was Josh Reynolds.
He also had a good
He had a good game.
Josh Reynolds did. He had like 80-something yards, I believe.
There you
if I
go.
remember
That beats
Yeah,
Brandon
yeah.
Cooks. That doubles Brandon
5
Cooks.
catches, 80 yards.
I guess Jalen Waddle. I don't think he had a great game.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But while he gets all that, because that's a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah,
different
that's a lot
players
of-
to accumulate all at once. We all picked the Cowboys, actually. So, actually,
I regret it, man, because I said it last episode. I was like, I'm going to pick the Cowboys, but remember I said, if we come back next week and you tell me Green Bay wins, I would not be surprised.
right. Yeah, I don't know.
Bar
man.
for bar what I said, and not surprised.
It's true, man. I had no faith in them. I had 0. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I want to talk about this. This is a perfect time, I think, to bring this up because this has been on my mind too. So, Cleveland was supposed to be the number 1 defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
They get smacked. Dallas is supposed to be a top 5 defense in the NFL. They also get smacked. And it's the playoffs we're talking about. So let me ask you this. Is it still true that defenses win championships?
I think so. I mean, it's hard. Dak threw 2 pick sixes.
Where are they disappearing to?
Look, when you throw a pick six, not once, but twice, that's
Yeah.
already 14 points you're giving the other team.
But is that a plus on the Packers defense side, or is that a minus on Dallas's offensive scheme?
It's a little bit of both, but
Because
it's
Dak
not, but
has
it's
always
not
been a bad decision maker.
but it's not a minus on Dallas's defense because they have nothing to do with those 14 points.
Dak should be embarrassed of himself, straight up.
He should be.
Straight up and down, the both of you said, those extra points he got at the end was pity points.
Yep.
He was getting dogged the entire game. He didn't I don't want to say he didn't deserve it. He deserved it. He played an awful game. But his regular season statistics do not show any sort of reflection of what he brought in the postseason at all.
He had 400 passing yards.
What does that mean?
I'm just trying to give him something.
I'd rather 400 and a W.
There you go. That's a good one.
I'd rather take 200 in a W than 400 in an L.
No, he looked like vintage playoff Dak.
Yeah, or vintage Romo. Like, whichever one you wanted to say, straight up. It's a shame.
I said, Green Bay has. I love the way they play.
Yeah.
The way their offense is set up, it's amazing. And look, it caught them off guard. They're probably walking into their home stadium.
Right.
They've never lost there this season.
Right, little
They're
gassed up.
Oh, we got Green Bay.
Yeah.
What are these
Probably,
cheeseheads gonna do?
I mean, I thought that they were gonna wipe their shoes with Green Bay. I had no idea this game was gonna turn out.
I don't know about wipe
was.
their shoes, but and with that being said, Brandon Cooks actually did better than a couple of number 2s.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
So we're gonna go with the Bucks here. So Chris Godwin being their number 2, right?
Yep.
Right.
He only had 4 receptions for 45 yards.
How much Cooks at? 46.
47. 6
Ah.
receptions for
Hey,
47. It's better.
Technically.
Fine.
It's better.
Technically.
It's better. Who's the number 2 for? Is it Brevin Jordan?
Oh, for
For Buffalo?
No, for the Texans.
yeah, I think he's number 2 right now.
Well, he didn't do better than him. He had he only had 1 catch for 76 yards, which means he caught a bomb
and a touchdown.
TD.
It wasn't a bomb
take
actually. I know you guys didn't get to watch that game. It was like a 5-yard pass
Right.
to Brevin, and he just broke like 2 tackles and just ran down the field.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was really impressive.
Every
actually.
receiver on the Browns did better.
Everyone is crazy.
Everyone, literally.
Come on, guys.
And I guess he got Cooper Kupp beat. Cooper Kupp didn't really play well.
But Puka.
Well, Puka, I mean, did enough for I guess the both of them, you could say, but. And then Josh Reynolds, he didn't beat him, and Josh Reynolds had 5 receptions for 80
So you're
yards.
telling me he barely beat one person? That's really it.
Yeah.
Bum.
And Khalil Shakir, right?
Yeah.
Better than him.
Okay.
So
Okay.
He's supposed
I
to.
hope so.
barely. Deontay Johnson got him beat too, and George Pickens barely. Both of them. Pickens had 50 yards, and Johnson had 48.
That's so crazy.
So
At this point, on looking at that list, I gotta ask you now. When you look at the Rams going into next season, is Puka the 1 or the 2?
Puka's the 1.
Puka's the 1.
Hot take, I think Cooper Kupp might get traded.
Whoa.
I was having this conversation.
To Atlanta?
No. Not every.
Whoa! They
This-
start forming like the Avengers in Atlanta, Georgia, bro. That would be crazy.
And they're gonna join the Miami Heat from when it was the Big 3.
Oh yeah.
Just everybody joining the Heat.
All with the same red and black.
Yeah, same red and black.
And then they bring in as a GM Eric Spoelstra.
There you go. That's a team.
Squad.
No, I think Cooper Kupp's time. Look, unless they start viewing him like a number 2, he either lost it or he's just playing hurt.
I mean, I don't know, man. I wouldn't say he lost it. He really was coming off a serious injury for the beginning of the year. And when you start on a bad foot, it's not really usually your fault. You got to ease your way back into it. We always talked about this season about how you got to ease injured running backs into the position. Okay, he's supposed to be the number 1 receiver. A lot of number 1 receivers didn't come back the same this year. Perfect example, and it might not be his fault, but Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Yes, he had a bum throwing to him for the remainder of the year, but
Petey, can I ask you a question? Real little side take real quick. I asked Cody this question over the weekend.
Hit me.
Who are the 5 best wide receivers you've ever seen play?
oh, that's a good question. Excuse me,
Like-
audience. I'm gonna sit down to listen to this one.
Like, you have to make so much noise to sit down.
No, I know, but that's okay. That's okay. We give them that raw information.
Listen,
Um,
I'm not asking you necessarily. I don't want you to hit me with stats or anything like
Not
that. I
like
wanna
like year wise, like this guy in 2018 had one of the.
No, I want to
okay.
hear the 5 best that you've actually seen play multiple games and all that stuff. Like you growing up watching, however you want to put it. 5 best.
Oh man, that's tough.
5 best.
All right,
Would it help you if you heard our 5?
no,
Okay.
I don't want to sway him in any way.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
You don't got the answer.
Megatron is the first one that comes to mind.
Okay. Just one.
Larry Fitz.
2.
I don't want to leave anybody out, so I'm really thinking here.
All right, it's okay.
Do your thing, 21. Do your thing.
Like I caught a little bit of Randy Moss. So I'm gonna have to include Moss.
Oh man, it's getting a little hot in here, Petey. That's 3. You got 3. It's 2 left. 2 out of all of the greatest receivers.
Tyreek Hill might be there.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm not mad at that at all.
Okay. Last one you've ever seen.
I only have 1 spot left.
In their prime.
I don't want to. This is tough.
Don't
man.
don't Google it.
No, I'm just looking at teams.
Oh, okay. Whew, I thought he was about to do research. I was about to. Be
I want
to
put D Hop in there. Just because he was so fun to watch when I was growing up.
Come on.
Put him in there, Petey.
Look, I'm gonna be missing someone. This is tough.
Come on, you got this. You got this.
I might have to put D Hop in there.
Final 4.
Final answer?
Yeah, I'm putting D Hop in there.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. Ours were very similar. All 3 of ours are very similar.
For me now, this is like, who did I miss?
Okay.
Who did I miss? That I
This
can't
was
think
mine, and I don't remember the order. I said it to David, but this was mine. I said Calvin Johnson, AB.
Yeah.
I said D Hop.
Mm-hmm.
In their prime. I said Julio Jones.
Yeah.
And I think I also said Tyreek Hill.
I don't remember exactly.
I don't remember exactly either,
Maybe.
but yeah, that was my 5. David, what was your 5? Do you remember?
Calvin Johnson.
Okay.
Larry Fitz.
He did say Larry Fitz.
Antonio Brown. Andre Johnson.
Yeah, Andre
and Randy
Johnson.
Moss. The best.
Hey, so look,
You also had Larry Fitz and Randy Moss, just like
Larry Fitz was a prop.
Larry Fitz was like, he's like top 3.
Oh yeah.
Ever. He's good.
How I don't know why I said it like that. How I was gonna say tall. I was gonna say tall, but tall is north, so I was gonna say how tall, and I how tall. So how far down on your list
It's Cooper Kupp.
is Chad Ochocinco?
He might be top 10.
Yeah.
He's right there.
Yeah,
man.
man.
And he had McDonald's every day.
Who could break a route down like Chad?
No,
Ochocinco.
Chad Ochocinco to me was like the only person I've ever seen that was able to run full speed and then just stand on his 2 legs and just stop with
And
no inertia whatsoever.
Yeah.
And that was it.
His stop and go was crazy.
He went from full speed to a stop sign. Like it was nothing. And that takes so much body control and like and his hands were nice.
Yeah. He didn't miss much.
He changed his name for clout. And it worked.
It worked.
It did.
He changed his name to a number of a language he doesn't speak, and it worked. Flawlessly.
That was his number.
He's top 10. A lot of people put him in 5. He's my top 10. But, you know, I'm glad that we got all our little...
Speaking of star receivers that can break people's top 10s.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Cooper Kupp did not look great in this Los Angeles Rams against Lions game.
You're fantastic.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Okay, so look. 23-24, the Rams lost. It's the Lions' first playoff win since 1995.
Ooh, Dave was around for that one.
Goff and Reynolds. Oh, man.
Petey, you gotta chill.
He was there counting the score with his abacus.
Yo, this guy.
Look, Goff and Reynolds were looking good.
Hear ye!
All right.
The Lions.
Granby.
All right, okay.
Lions.
Let's break down the game, please.
Huzzah!
Let's break down the game, please.
And motherfucker would come out.
That's not what-
Hear ye! Hear ye! The Detroit Lions have done it!
Like,
Break down the game.
20 years ago, everybody was British. Goff and Reynolds looked good against their former team. Goff
Could you say this with a British accent?
Yeah, we
Absolutely
did.
not.
Yeah.
No, say, can you do all this with a British
Oh,
accent?
me? Oh, right now?
Yeah.
No, I can't.
Oh, okay, fine.
I can't. I'm sorry. Goff, 22 for 27, 227 yards and a touchdown. Reynolds got 5 catches for 80 yards. Puka himself, 181 receiving yards. Also had a game, despite of their loss last night. 9 catches, 181, and 1 touchdown. I was the only one who had the Lions. I'm not lying to you.
David remembers.
You ain't even get that.
That was good. That was a good one. That was a good one.
I wanted to tell you this. I think that Dan Campbell coached a better game, but this was the best game of the weekend.
This was the only great game of
This
the
was
week.
the only close game. You didn't know what was going to happen of the weekend, and that one was the one that had me on my toes.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I watched it all the way through as soon as I got back. Unfortunately, my parlay was not as successful as me.
What else is new?
God.
There wasn't a need for that.
I'm feeling hot
You
today.
just saw me blow the horn. Whoa, this is a family show. I tried to get a over 51.5. It only got to 47.
Oh, boo.
Puka did score one. Montgomery did score one, and the Lions did hit the money
Hey,
line.
that's
So
pretty good.
it was everything except that last one. I'm proud of myself. I gotta say, you guys don't give me the W, but I give myself a little pat on the back.
Well, FanDuel wouldn't, because that wouldn't be a lock.
Hey. I say, sir, you nan speak of nen shall FanDuel foremost going forward.
David had just finished playing on his Nintendo 64. And he's like, let me tune into this Lions game.
Yeah, Nintendo
listen.
64, real quick
Was
though,
fire.
was incredible.
The good old days.
Okay, incredible.
He had,
How
he had
old
to
were
blow
you?
on every cartridge.
David, out of curiosity, how old were you, do you think, when the Nintendo 64 came out?
95. 90.
It came out in 95?
No. I'm making that up.
Oh, we're looking it up.
I am.
Yeah, don't make David look up his own statistic. That's super foul, actually.
1996.
Oh, okay.
That was close.
How old were you in 96?
I was 7.
You had one.
Yeah, 100%.
There you
I had
go.
every console, like, ever.
I could proudly say I had a game.
Except for, like, Atari and shit like that.
You had color. You had color on your TV, right?
that. All right, bro. You're goofy, bro.
That's insane.
You're such a
That's insane.
Yo,
That's insane.
I haven't heard someone laugh at their own joke that loud in a minute. Yo, you guys are something else, bro. Honestly, there's a lot of teams here that we're gonna get into that have been laughing at their own joke that was the performance they gave during the playoffs. I want to talk about this one before I talk about the Pittsburgh one. I really want to get into this Philly one first, if that's okay with you.
Are we done talking about Detroit and the Rams?
Yeah, I mean, what else is there to say? It was a 1-point game. It was anyone's game, but they did okay. They did what they were supposed to do.
Look, Detroit's look good, man.
You know, the Lions finished
Laporta
it
back
off the way that
helps.
they were supposed to.
Laporta back helps.
100%.
Yeah. Do you think they wouldn't have won that game if it wasn't for Laporta coming back?
It's possible.
They could have still won that game.
He scored a
You
touchdown.
saw how
He did.
quick they scored with Montgomery in the beginning?
But he scored a touchdown and had a couple big catches.
He did. On a bad knee, no?
On a bad knee.
He had that bionic knee. He had that knee brace up and about. But, you know, would you say, how many catches did he have that game? I'm curious.
David's
Puka?
got it. Wiki D.
Wiki. I don't know, man. I think that they could have still won that game without Laporta. He had a 10-yard touchdown. I know the touchdown itself was 10 yards. I don't think he even had that many catches after that.
I don't know if he had a lot, but the ones he did have were important.
So since I want to get into this Philly game, since we're talking about contributive tight ends, the one and only, since we're getting into this Phil and Buccaneers game, we got Cade. I realized I was saying his name wrong the whole time. I'm going to say it properly, give him his respect. Cade Otton. I was saying Otton. It's Otton. Cade Otton. Hi, I'm Cade Otton.
The gong is back.
Hi. How are you?
The gong is back.
Cade Otton, nice to meet you.
It's been a while.
Been a pleasure. I love what you do with the place. How are the kids? How are the family?
I like Otong
It's
better.
me, Cade Otton. I'm happy. You ever seen that SpongeBob? Hi, my name's Normal.
that's Kate on.
That's Cade Otton. Hey,
Just Mr. Normal.
caught a catch. caught the W.
David, could you hit me with Kate On's stat line
Great time to be alive.
in the game?
8 receptions, 89 yards.
Woo!
Good game. You know, Tampa Bay beat Philly 32-9. Talk about, I want to bring this up really quick. Another team that should be embarrassed of themselves.
I don't think you said it loud enough.
I'm going to back up the mic.
Say it for the people to hear it.
Another team that should be embarrassed of themselves is the Philadelphia Eagles. And how much were we predicting this last episode? That's all we were saying. The only one that picked Philly was David. Me and you are looking at the screen, looking at each other like there's no way they could do that. Baker.
Money maker.
I've
been screaming his name from the rooftops for weeks now.
Talk about someone who deserves their name screamed from the rooftops. Can we give a little clap? Jason Kelce officially retired after the game.
One of the only Eagles that I like.
Look, 7-time Pro Bowler, 6-time All-Pro, 1-time Super Bowl champ. He deserves it.
Great guy.
Sexiest man alive candidate.
Was he?
Did you know that?
Officially?
He was a finalist this year for Sexiest Man Alive. One of the other finalists, just to paint a picture for you, Usher. That's a fact.
That's crazy.
You can look it up.
He's in the same conversation as Usher.
As a fellow podcaster, I sometimes dabble into what other people have going on behind doors. That's where he was. Top 5.
And that's without, we can compare the vocals, because that man can sing too.
I know. Wasn't it you that was playing it yesterday?
If you guys haven't tuned in, the Eagles did release a Christmas album last year, and it's amazing.
Was Jason Kelce specifically amazing, or everybody was amazing?
He's specifically amazing.
Great guy.
Great guy, too.
I
bet you can
if
agree
there
with
was
that one.
anybody that you would say, great guy.
Great guy, Jason Kelce.
I believe it's Jason Kelce.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. Look, I'm not going to ever put that light on anyone. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. But through the media and through, his podcast and through any interview, whatever, I haven't seen anything that would show me otherwise.
No, I agree.
I give him the keys to my car.
I give him the statement of great guy.
You wouldn't give him the keys to your car.
I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Why wouldn't I?
I don't believe you.
Why wouldn't I give him the keys?
Because now all these people are such great guys, and now you're thinking, wow, I have to give all these people my keys?
Oh, they all have to drive my one car? I don't think Jason Kelce wants my car.
I don't think Jason Kelce fits in your car.
That's
we'll get into
true story.
We'll get into that one after that. Look, I believe
Jason Kelce in a coupe? I don't think it would work.
David, I believe you had a parlay for this game? Oh, no, I'm sorry. You had a parlay for the
We haven't
Buffalo
gotten
game.
there yet. Yeah.
We haven't gotten there yet.
You're
Sorry,
ahead of your stuff.
I'm a little out of order.
Yeah, you like to skip around. Now you get confused.
I really wanted to get into the Philly game, and I just wanted to get it out the way because, honestly, Buffalo did what they were supposed to.
Okay.
Another team that was supposed to be a good defense that got smacked, but maybe that's only a pattern here. Maybe we don't know what we're talking about. Maybe all these teams that were supposed to be defensive is going to wash away because all these quarterbacks are so mobile now, and it's going to turn into shootout shows for the Super Bowl.
Dallas was supposed to smack Green Bay.
Supposed to.
Didn't happen.
Okay. Cleveland was supposed to.
Philly.
Pittsburgh,
Philly was supposed
Philly was
to be.
supposed to. Buffalo is also in that conversation, but and
They
TJ Watt
did
is out.
what they were supposed to do.
Exactly. I don't know, man. It's looking a little
Look,
rough.
Philly,
But we're forgetting about San Francisco and Baltimore as far as good defense
They're on vacation.
goes.
They're chilling right now.
Listen, but they're coming with a vengeance, and now they see all the defensive teams out. Oh my God! If I was Baltimore or San Francisco, I'd look at the remaining teams like it was candy in a candy shop.
Barbecue
a
chicken.
Field day, barbecue chicken on a fresh spring day, sizzling on the barbecue.
Barbecue chicken.
There's a line outside. You know how you're sitting to eat that food in between your knees,
Wow.
buckled on a chair.
That's good food.
It's barbecue chicken,
Mac and cheese.
mac and cheese,
100%. What type of rice? There's got to be rice. Is it a Spanish barbecue?
candules.
Oh, yes.
There's candules at the barbecue.
David said, let me know what kind of rice there is, because if not, I'm not coming.
I wasn't even going to say rice, and then when he said rice, my brain went to nostalgic memories.
Potato salad?
No. Pasta salad, but way before potato salad.
What?
I would take macaroni salad over potato salad.
What?
Come on, bro. Come on, dude. I want to look. This is something you're gonna learn. Look, this is serious. I don't like mashed potatoes.
Excuse me?
I don't like mashed potatoes.
What do you? That's like.
I'm not a picky eater at all.
Do you
Ask
like
Pete.
potatoes?
I like potato. Who doesn't like potatoes? But boiled potato, baked potato.
You would
French
take
fries.
a boiled potato over
you'll
mashed
eat,
potatoes?
So you'll
Yeah.
eat every potato
About
Other than
one of the top two?
Yeah.
This how I think about it. I
Mashed potatoes
won't
top two.
eat mashed potato.
100%.
I won't eat mashed potato without gravy. And if a potato needs something, it's not the best form of potato.
You won't eat a French fry without salt.
I would.
I don't think you would.
Ketchup?
Of course. Well, I mean, not every time.
Well,
Not every time.
If I gave you
But
a
I'm
French
not-
fry, no salt, nothing, plain, just cut, handed to
Fried.
you, you're gonna enjoy it the same way.
Yeah, probably.
No, you're not.
Liar.
you're lying.
And I do really like baked potato. A lot of people don't like baked potato.
I don't like. I'm
I
not
really
crazy
like
about
baked
baked potato.
I
Baked
can-
potato is something you have to like smother with a bunch of stuff on.
No,
Yeah, you do.
no, you don't.
You're not gonna eat just straight baked potato.
I would.
You
You're crazy.
naming all these potatoes that you like and mashed potatoes not being one doesn't even make sense.
Why not? What's wrong with
It's
that?
the second best potato kind of potato.
I won't eat it without gravy.
Think about what a potato like. Okay.
You
know
would
what?
rather
I won't
eat
eat it without gravy.
plain
and that
baked
should tell
potato.
you something about why people like mashed
Loaded
potato.
mash?
Is it because they?
You ever had some loaded mash?
You never had unloaded mash, right? Is what I'm saying.
I've never had unloaded
I've had-
baked. It's always loaded baked potato.
A little bacon,
Sour
little cheese,
cream,
little
bacon,
sour cream,
cheese.
chives maybe.
That's how you have your baked potato.
I can only
with a
speak for
steak on the
myself.
side.
Okay, what do you like the potato because of the steak now? What
The,
are you talking
the
about?
potato's never
That's
the
a
main
whole
thing.
different
It's never the main
conversation.
thing.
Yeah,
but
that's
it's never the main thing.
potato's never the main thing.
Never
it's
the
always
main.
the side.
It's always a side.
Yeah, no one's eating. Yeah, I agree. No one's really eating.
I would rather eat a mashed
potatoes.
potato as my main thing than the baked.
100%.
I'd rather. Well, a mashed potato is not a main thing.
Oh, it can
You're not
be.
gonna eat mashed potato by itself.
Yeah, but you could throw a little
You
chicken
won't.
in there, and
You
could
could have
that's
a
it.
baked potato as the meal.
Ah, no.
Come on, bro.
I wouldn't.
That's
I wouldn't.
Hash browns.
That's different than a baked
Oh,
potato.
that's all right. If you can't say hash browns,
That's
you can't say French
also
fries.
that's also not a main thing.
What do you mean not a main?
It's not a
thing?
main. A hash brown's not
you.
a main.
To you.
Hopefully to anybody.
Okay, mashed potatoes is a main thing to you. It's not a main thing to me.
That's still tired.
What are you talking about? You're a potato.
Speaking of potatoes,
And you know what? If we're talking about a team, Dallas was a potato this week. But we're not talking about potatoes. We're talking about football. Pittsburgh beat Buffalo 31-17. Buffalo, one of 12 teams to never win the Super Bowl, advances to the divisional round for the 4th consecutive season. The Chiefs have eliminated the Bills in 2 of the 3 past postseasons.
it's gonna about to be 3 in a row, I think.
Yeah.
Thank God we all chose the Bills because we all have common sense. I'm very happy that the game went that it did. Unfortunately for David's parlay. David, could you talk to us about your parlay?
Let me apologize to you in advance.
Well, I mean, the under didn't go clearly, right? But
Right.
I originally had either Kincaid or Knox to score a TD. Both of them had one. Went with James Cook instead. I wonder why. Listening to the Lock King, right?
Oh, Peter the Parlay King.
I had,
fraud.
I had Allen for 40 plus rushing yards. I think he had like 80, if I'm not mistaken. And Knox for 25 plus. So of course he beat that. So the only thing, I mean, the parlay obviously didn't hit, but
I'm glad I wasn't the main reason.
yeah, it was the under that I think that really killed it. But either way,
He's being nice. You're the main reason.
I keep the locks to myself.
He's being nice to you. You're the main reason.
that's
his
what he
parlay
did. That's what he
didn't
did. He
hit.
swayed me out of my lock.
He had a little something bubbling over there, and you said James Cook, and he was like, "Oh my god."
He said
How
Snow.
could
He
I
said James
forget?
Cook. I'm like, ah.
He took out his feather and quill and just wrote
No,
James.
this is great. No, this is insane. This is
Dipped it in
insane.
the ink.
No, come back.
James Cook.
Come back. Come back.
Yo.
This is ridiculous.
Feather and quill. Yo, they were writing the rules for the NFL, and he was like, "I agree, sir, and I will give you my John Hancock at dawn." Yo,
David calls his horse his trusty steed.
he got here. He got here in a chariot.
Well, meet at Fortnite.
Okay. I would like us to have 3 meetings this week. The first one, dawn. The second one, at first meal. And the third one, dusk. And from henceforth, the meetings will be forevermore.
If anybody at home hasn't gathered, David is just slightly older than us.
Slightly.
It's not
Slightly.
a lot.
It's not a lot. It's not a lot. Old enough for us to say the things that we're saying, but not old enough for him to have actually written with a quill. Oh my god, you think he owned the powdered wig? Okay, fine.
Speaking of powdered wigs.
There was something else booming in the air. We gotta get into these booms and busts.
Ah, come on. I thought you were gonna go with the powdered the snow.
What?
Never mind.
What?
No, we weren't on the same page. It's alright.
What were you gonna say?
I thought you were gonna finish off the Bills game and you're gonna go powdered wigs, powdered snow in the air.
Oh no, I was starting something new. It's okay.
Okay.
I stole your thunder.
Before we move on, though, completely.
Please.
Do you think Sirianni loses his job now?
You know, people were talking about that.
I think he's got to be on the way out.
People were saying, last year that he did go to the Super Bowl and he had a positive record going into now. It would seem odd if he got fired. I think from an Eagles organizational standpoint, the fact that there are pro coaches that get their teams places and they're out the door, and our 7-team coach is holding on for dear life and he's not going anywhere. Something tells me that I think that Nick Sirianni is more safe than the rumors are making out to be.
I disagree.
Talking.
I think he's on his way out, man. David, you could confirm this for me, maybe? I don't think it's going to be the first time we see a coach that was in the Super Bowl last year get fired the next year.
You think so?
I can't think of one at the top of my head, but I don't think he's going to be the first.
The coach of Carolina, after the Panthers lost with Cam Newton, didn't he get fired? That did happen, right?
I don't remember if it was the year right after.
That was when Cam Newton played Peyton Manning.
That was the undefeated season?
Yeah. Yep. It was Panthers-Broncos. That was the post-game interview where Cam just walked out. Remember that?
Tough times.
I think that might have been I think they might have fired the head coach after that, whoever that is. But I'm sure we could talk about that. I'm sorry. I really wanted to transition into the next thing because, as you know, I'm excited for what is to unfold in this remaining part of the show. Talk to the people, Petey.
All right. So, listeners at home, we had a little side bet this week. We brought it up last week in the past boom bust. Cody was, I believe, 2. He had 2 right out of 18 predictions.
Yeah.
And I had 13 out of 18. So you were not doing well. You wanted a little...
I'm living in the present.
You wanted a little incentive, a little bonus, something, if you were able to redeem yourself this week. And we gave you the chance. We said, if you get your 3 picks correct, I'll give you an extra 2 points. Wherever that 2 points is going, we haven't finished that yet, but I'll give it to you. So we'll start off with your first bust pick of the week. You had CeeDee Lamb. Talk about him.
I'm gonna give it to me. I got all 3 of my busts correct this week.
Spoilers.
And I need something to... Oh my god, bro. You made my 3 out of 3 seem so minuscule.
No, I give you...
We wanted to make it seem like it was something better, and then we gave him 2 more.
I got you. Here we go.
And this and that. Hear ye. 3 points for Gryffindor.
600 doubloons for Cote.
That's 3 quill. But seriously,
CeeDee Lamb.
I deserve my flowers.
You do.
CeeDee Lamb was projected 23 against Green Bay. He got 20.5. Now, Dallas already wasn't having a good game. It turned out to be a lot more lopsided than people had expected. So for him to get 20 in the loss
without a touchdown, by the way.
Right. That's impressive enough. CeeDee Lamb's a great player. One of those players that we need to put into the top 10 receiver conversation, top 5 maybe.
Yep, no, I agree.
100%. But that's enough about me.
Yeah, it's a lot about you. It is your corner after all.
Let's talk about your booms. Your corner after all.
Ironically, I had Dak Prescott as my boom, and boom, he did. Even though the America's team didn't. He was projected of 20. He ended up with 28.6.
Good.
So he did what I needed him to do.
You did what you expected him to do.
You did a little more.
Even though he didn't do what the team expected him to do.
Yeah.
But that's why we're the analysts.
That's why we get paid the big bucks.
You get you get James Cook against Buffalo. I projected the bust at 13. He had 12.4.
You were close with that one.
Close.
Look,
What's the saying? What's the saying? I love quotes. Close, but no cigar.
Now look, you've been close a lot of times this year in your picks. Usually it just doesn't go your way.
I deserve a couple right now.
You deserve that one.
I do.
You do.
I can go lose and lay on a beach like Tyreek Hill.
All right, enough about your beach. I'm talking about Rachaad White. I thought he'd have a better game. You know, we always talk about him here on the show.
49 Bodega Store Christian McCaffrey.
On the sales rack, we
What
had
on this. Oh my god, that's so fun.
it was Black Friday.
On Black Friday clearance, buy one get one free.
Rachaad White. He averages 15 points. I thought he'd do well. He didn't have a great game. At least his team won, but failed me when it came to boom and bust. He only had 8.5.
Some might say his fantasy points this week were also half off. Oh man,
I see it now on YouTube. The big bubble's gonna say clearance.
Rachaad White sale. Oh man, my last
White Friday.
W of the week. And I'm going to bask in it. Hold on, I'm closing my eyes.
Enjoy it.
Jalen Hurts versus Tampa Bay projected 21. Only had 14
Tough day for
in
Hurts.
the embarrassing loss against Tampa Bay.
How much is it going to hurt him now that Jason Kelsey's gone? Nobody's going to be able to
Before,
push that tush.
I believe one of the captions last week was hurt is hurting.
Hurt is hurting.
Now it's past tense. Hurt was hurt.
Hurt was hurt.
And it hurts.
It hurts. Not for you. 3 for 3.
3 for 3. That's though.
It's a proud moment.
Shake my hand, bro. I deserve it.
I will.
Come on, bro. Talk to us about your W.
So I come into this last one. It wasn't a W on this one, unfortunately.
Oh, sorry.
I had Amon St. Brown against the Rams. I don't know why I said his name like that.
You didn't put the raw.
Amon St. Brown.
Amon Ra.
Amon Ra St. Brown. It just didn't fit. Sorry.
Oh, there's no room for the raw.
He was averages 20 on the season. I thought he'd have a game. He did. He had a really good game.
He did have.
Just didn't get that touchdown. It was lacking.
You know.
So he only ended with 18.
That's not bad though.
It's not bad. I think
you'll
you'll take that. Again, his team won. But at what cost I lost?
Oh, we're just rhyming all the time.
Boom.
At what cost you lost? But the cost was full price.
For that one, it was. Boom.
Speaking of which. You're going to get the full price, the full listen to, the full review when we get into who's going to win these playoff games next week. Come in the next 2 weeks, we're going to get into a little bit of something different as we emerge into Pro Bowl talk.
We still have the divisional round, conference, and then Pro Bowl.
Yeah. So 2 weeks from now, we're going to get into a little bit of Pro Bowl. And we're going to mix it up, start something new, get into a little bit of basketball, man. I hope you guys are encouraged to listen to that. And as always, this is the end of the episode. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll see y'all.